Nice.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be responding to a few videos from one TikTok user. I have on Omegon 2 covered this person before because back in April they rose to a level of notoriety because of a level of entitlement that coincidentally over the course of the year grew with their size. Not just metaphorically, quite literally. And in before someone says fat shaming, no, I'm not fat shaming anyone. I'm going to criticize somebody for believing that they should be given things because of their size, including preferential treatment. I'm all in favor of equality and I will always push for it, but there are limitations to what I'm willing to put up with. I know for a fact from the audience I have on Omegon 2, this is something shared because we have been very much fed a message by mainstream media and it didn't work. So many of those voices fell off. Tess Holliday is the biggest name I can think of. Many of these people though go to alternative platforms because X is too poisonous with all that free speech malarkey to instead espouse their belief systems on places like TikTok, which I would argue is more poisonous. Try some of that NPC meme crap on YouTube. It doesn't work. We don't show generosity to that kind of crap. The user we're going to talk about today is called Jaelin. Jaelin is a plus size vlogger influencer type. Much of the content she has put out does cover air travel and hotels and basic hygiene, how many need to account for being plus size by providing additional services, stronger furniture, bigger towels, a shower head that is mobile because you can't get under things that, shouldn't hang the way they hang. If you, by the way, have something that hangs between your legs that isn't because of a Y chromosome, there's a high likelihood chance here that it shouldn't be there. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's not meant to be there. On the screen now is one video I did want to go through, but it has music in the background, talking about how many air travel passengers think the seats aren't big enough. The thing is, many of us complain about this anyway, but many of us complaining about it would only pay for the budget seat in the first place, meaning there's not going to be much space in the first place. They need to put in more seats, creating less space to make the travel worthwhile on a rather expensive plane. Cost and all that is quite important, and the airline would want to make a profit. But this generalized statement in this short form content is a point nonetheless. One of the 3 videos I want to go through was tweeted by Drama Alert. Of course, it's bait, but it did incentivize me to go to their account and go and look at some of the other content they've produced since I last covered them, which I believe was discussing hotels, and I disagreed with everything said then.
Hey everyone, it's been a minute, so I just wanted to give you an update on the things that I'm doing, working on, and everything behind the scenes of Jaebae Productions.
Wait, Jaebae Productions? Wow. Maybe I should start a production company, call it Moist Productions. Moisky, Megsy, Megheadsy Productions.
As many of you know, I launched a plus-size travel petition in April of this year.
Yes, you rose to notoriety because of that petition. Understandably, as the years gone on, your notoriety has dropped right off. I wonder why.
I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes for that, to make progress. Lately, I've been reaching out to many stakeholders who can help us make progress and real change in the travel industry. This has included meeting with the team of a prominent center in the United States. I've been talking with airline representatives, reaching out to different airlines, and doing everything I can to make progress on this initiative.
Now, this is a vitally important update. You've spoken to senators, or a prominent senator, which could just be a literal nobody. There aren't many senators, so no doubt it's Palpatine. Although based on the state you're in, it could be one of the 2 from, I believe, Washington, who are both Democrat. You say you've been doing all these things behind the scene. That's fascinating. It actually is, because while you've been doing that, you've still made some content. You've just not been as active. I think for transparency's sake, instead of saying you're doing something, prove you're doing it. Ask if you can record the conversations, have the conversations, and upload those to TikTok. It might actually benefit your cause, because in the time you've been doing all these things behind the scenes for Jaebae Productions, sod all change has been actually implemented. You've just moaned about the fact that no change has happened yet, but change should happen, according to yourself. I will hold firm to my belief that if you have to buy an extra seat, you buy an extra seat. If you're told to move to another seat to help balance the plane, then you move to that other seat to help balance the plane.
I've also been doing a lot of community work and more advocacy, which is making my heart feel so full.
I fully support others doing work for communities, 100%. I feel like the last part was bait, so I'm going to refrain from the obvious statements I could make about your heart being full of cholesterol. I do think, though, you've missed an opportunity here for Jaebae Productions. To promote your brand more, you should consider, instead of filming in one location, which is pretty much your TikTok account in a nutshell, showcasing some of your community work would actually help the brand and the advocacy. And it wouldn't make me think you're just lounging on a couch making the odd tweet, DM, phone call, and considering that advocacy work.
Right now, I'm also doing a lot of work with the FatCon team to gear up for FatCon in early January of 2024, and I am so excited and hope to see so many of you there.
Wait, this is a thing? Oh wait, there's an Instagram. FatCon, January 2024, from the 5th until the 7th, happening in, yes, I guessed it right earlier, Washington, in Seattle, Fraser City. How exciting is this? I don't know why you don't go with Body Positivity Con or Plus Sized Con. Fat Con seems like a way of trying to nullify the word fat, as it often can be used as a pejorative. Although, if you're English, any word can be used as a pejorative. We could water down the meaning of every single word on this planet, in every language, every dictionary, past, present, and even the future, because we're experts at doing this.
I'm also working on a huge project that I hope to be able to share more about very soon that could absolutely revolutionize things for plus-size individuals.
I have often touted how corporate America likes to say they're doing something and then do sod all in the process. Everything you're doing so far looks like the Barney Stinson resume, but done for someone who is morbidly obese. I'm doing all these things, people, but I won't provide any proof that I'm doing any of it. But I'm going to revolutionize plus-sized existence. There is a way of revolutionizing that. There is a kind way of saying it, and then there's a callous way of saying it as well. Thankfully, I'm not a dickhead, but my audience are. Hi, you know what to say, put it in the comments, funniest one gets pinned.
I'm managing a few creators and their social media collaborations and social media accounts.
That can be interpreted one of two ways. Either you're actually helping them, or you are being granted access to their accounts to post some of your content, like the FatCon Instagram where there is a video of you on that account.
I'm mentoring several women of color. As being a multiracial person myself, it's very important for me to give back to my community.
I'm going to refrain from the obvious comments, because I'll undoubtedly be called racist if I say anything. But I can say, go figure, every available card one can present as if they are an authority on matters. Interesting. Also, your community. Does it also have to be divided by race as well?
And I'm also partnering with a company I truly admire to help work on inclusivity and accessibility for people of all sizes and abilities.
Is this another one of those little departments that receive money from the Prince Harry stuff? Because I know some did for gender reformation and recognition and equality as part of one of the donations from the Archwell Foundation.
Doing all the work that I am doing in the plus size community has truly been so rewarding and fulfilling. I might not be posting as much as I normally do right now, but please believe I'm doing so much work to make an impact in this community, and I truly care about each and every one of you, and I'm so thankful for the support you've shown me.
Since I've noticed you put out a fair few videos on your TikTok addressing the criticisms in a flippant and comedic manner, I'm inclined to believe that's not true. For a few reasons. They're all fairly obvious.
Have you heard about the Southwest Airlines customer size policy and how plus size travelers who need more room can get a second seat for free or reimbursed if they book it in advance? I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can book your second seat for comfort on Southwest Airlines website using their customer size policy. Now let's get right into this video and let me show you the step-by-step process to booking that second seat ahead of time.
This video that we're now going through is the one tweeted out by Drama Alert with the caption, "Land whales now get free seats on airplanes for being overweight." I'm going to say this, if you, the airline, are willing to throw away that much money to appease a smaller number of people, so be it, it's your business. I do not agree with giving away seats in this manner with a policy because it empowers and emboldens people to not look after themselves. There's no way Jaebae here is the best version of herself, because this version of herself has to eat at least 3,500 calories a day just to maintain that size. I like food as well, but not like this.
Click book a flight, then put in where you're leaving from and where you're headed to, and the dates, of course. The number of passengers will be 2 since you're getting an extra seat for comfort. Then, from these list of options, choose the flights that you will like. Then, confirm that everything looks good and hit continue. Then you're going to enter your personal details, your name, date of birth, gender, etc. Enter your email and if you need special assistance. For your second seat, enter your first name, but in the middle name category, put your middle name followed by the letters XS or XS if you don't have a middle name. XS stands for extra seat. Now, review and purchase. And that's how you do it.
If you want to learn even more about the Southwest Airlines customer size policy, Check out the blog that I wrote for the Fat Girls Guide at fatgirlstraveling.com. Link in bio.
I figured I'd let that play out because it's a fascinating additional way of using a system to empower yourself. I doubt it would lead to much in the way of blowback from other customers who may not be inclined to be okay with this. I just think it's a bad idea because I do believe by doing this, you enable those who don't look after themselves to be given a preferential treatment via a customer policy.
Today, we're going to dive into how to respond to those questionable comments from family members and loved ones during the holiday season.
I don't know if this is as common as it is in America, apparently, where people have to tell us about these questionable questions during the holiday season. Where I come from, England, this isn't as much a thing. We know we're going into the meal, the Christmas dinner, the Moistmas dinner, with food on our minds to fill up our bellies, because that's the point. Gift giving, sure, but beyond watching the Dudley Moore version of Claus and Muppets Christmas Carol and Nightmare Before Christmas, beyond those, the only thing I give a crap about is the food. The conversation's usually, "Oh, are you going to eat that? Gibbs." You know, telling crappy dad jokes.
If anyone says this, "Do you really think a person your size should be eating that?" then you should say something like, "I appreciate your concern, but commenting on someone else's food choices isn't helpful. Let's focus on enjoying the meal together without judgment."
Oh dear God, your acting was as good as Amberlynn Reed's. Also, who on earth asked that question? Like, who actually would? Beyond a judgy in-law? Or perhaps your mother who wishes you made some better choices? I consider Christmas dinner a bit of a free-for-all. If the food's on the trays and I'm allowed to touch it, I'm going to eat as much of it as I can. Doesn't matter how big or small you are, Christmas Day to me is the ultimate cheat meal.
If anyone says this, "Are you sure you want to wear that? It's not very flattering for someone your size," then you should say something like, "I choose my clothing based on what makes me feel comfortable and confident." Commenting on someone else's appearance or suggesting they should hide their figure perpetuates harmful beauty standards. Let's embrace individuality and respect each other's choices when it comes to personal style and expression.
Would anyone like to take a wild guess? The likelihood that Jaebae here would actually say any of this without fumbling her words or going and getting changed. Allow me to tell you what I wear on Christmas Day, because this is important. I wear a onesie. I have a Charmander one, a Stitch one, a Cthulhu one, a Cookie Monster one. I will wear one of those, and I do it every year. Underneath it, I'm wearing an obscenely ugly Christmas jumper, or on top in fact sometimes as well, because I don't give a crap. If you're still so easily offended by what people say about your clothing, you'll find it's nothing to do with your size, it's everything to do with humans being judgy. Because these questions apply to anyone. They really do.
If anyone says this, "Looks like you've gained weight since I last saw you. What happened?" then you should say something like, "It's important to remember that bodies change and weight fluctuations are natural. Instead of focusing on appearances, let's celebrate the time we have together and enjoy the holidays."
Weights only fluctuate if you're on the Amberlynn Reed cycle of losing 89 lbs to put it back on. When people put on a few pounds, 1 or 2 either way, you don't generally notice it. You might not even notice if it's 10 depending on what that person wears. In your case, if you're getting bigger, considering you're quite young, people are going to point and go, "You're making some bad decisions here." You really are. You are trying to negate a conversation you don't want to have because you can't handle it, to instead focus on, obviously, what is more important. That is the Christmas holidays. Of course, I fully agree with that. But you should consider a New Year's resolution to tackle the issues, rather than simply shame those with your lip service-esque Team YouTube tweet responses. Would you like to create your own terms of service for engaging with you? What you are responding with, while scripted and well executed in your own little way, is absolute crap, and you know it. If you can't handle the bants, criticism you get, that is a you problem, brought on by not beauty standards of society, but by you being the more extreme of plus-sized. You made that choice, and it comes with a consequence. There are consequences in everything. It just so happens for this one, there are many negatives. One is your health, and the other is everyone else telling you you really need to put your health first and stop deflecting.